Okay, hey, I've got my friend and climbing partner Wayne with me here. We're here to discuss the Sahale Climb that we did in 1995, back in the days of film, no digital cameras. I think, Wayne, you were the instigator of this climb.
Probably was, yeah.
So how did it come about? You had a couple guys you worked with, I think, that joined us.
Yeah, I'd done a little climbing. I've been backpacking for 20 years, but climbed St. Helens, Mount Adams, Silver Peak, and there's a lot of climbing opportunities in the Northwest, and Sahale sounded like a good one. And I like doing single day hike climbs, not having to spend a night on the mountain.
Yeah, I think I was thinking back at the time. I believe we woke up at about 3:30 and hit the trail at about 4 o'clock a.m. And that was a pretty full day.
Yeah, slept in the parking lot. Yeah.
So you had a couple friends along that you worked with, and it was Jonathan and Keith.
Right.
And I think I kind of paired up with Jonathan up on the rise, and Jonathan is a bit younger than me, and
than all of us.
And I, as we were climbing up on the rocks, I asked Jonathan. I said, "Have you?" And I had been running. I had a kind of a running program leading up to it, so I was trying to get into shape so that I could do this climb. And I asked Jonathan if he had done anything to prepare for the climb, and he said, "No, I'm just I'm hoping to rely on the resiliency of youth to get me through." And he did. He was right with me all the way. So it's usually me that's kind of the slowest common denominator. So
yeah, it didn't seem that physically demanding. I mean, had some vertical challenges, but yeah.
It was 5,000 foot elevation gain over 7 miles.
Yeah.
So there are tougher climbs, obviously. But so Wayne, you actually were ahead of us, and were mainly the only one that summited totally. But we were right there, just probably underneath you by about 15 feet. I don't know. I guess I thought there wasn't enough room at the top or something, and I was satisfied to get as far up as I did.
I just got to where the views were the best.
Yeah. So, what do you remember most about the climb that's remarkable?
Well, the great weather. We had rented a Fuji panorama camera and made good use of it, and we were able to make good time over fairly long distance, and stayed uninjured and enjoyed each other's company. I think it was probably the first time I'd been on glacier, so that was kind of interesting, and yeah, it was a fun trip.
You were saying that there were no injuries, but I do remember that you drew some blood.
Yeah, I got a ice burn. I fell somehow and went on my elbow, slid down on some crusty snow, and got a good raspberry on my elbow.
Yeah, so he's being humble. It was just a flesh wound, right?
Yeah, just a flesh wound.
You slid, I think, about 100 feet.
Nah, it wasn't that far.
But you had to do an ice arrest with your ice axe.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it was nothing.
All right, so we're going to try to interview the other two guys if they're willing, and so stay tuned, okay? You have anything else to add?
No.
Okay. It's a wrap.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in.